Hey guys, Ron White here, two-time USA Memory Champion. At the USA Memory Championships, I've memorized around 130 names in 15 minutes. At a conference, I've memorized 301 names at a conference in Canada. Maybe it was over about 2 hours. I memorized 301 names of people. How many times have you ever shaken somebody's hand and 2 seconds after you shake their hand, you can't remember their name? Or how many of you have sold somebody a $500,000 home or a $50,000 car or a big insurance policy, and 6 weeks later you see them at the baseball game or Starbucks or the restaurant and you can't remember their name? Zig Ziglar says this: people don't care how much you know until they first know how much you care. How do you show people you care about them? You care about them. And how do you show people that you remember their name and they're important to you? This is how you remember names and faces. You need three things to memorize names and faces. Number one, you need to pick out some spot on their face that stands out. Let's say you're looking at me, and what stands out on my face maybe is this area. I shave this area of my head every day. I don't know if you can see right here, but every day I get a razor and I shave right there. It's really, really smooth. So this may be the outstanding facial feature on my face. Jay Leno, this might be his outstanding facial feature. Ross Perot, the guy from Dallas who ran for president years ago, here's his outstanding facial feature. If he runs too fast, he takes off like an airplane. David Letterman's got that gap in his tooth. Number one, the first thing you need to do, remember names and faces, is pick out an outstanding facial feature on a person's face. So you meet somebody, you meet me, I walk up to you, and the first thing your eye zooms in on is this area right here that I'd shave every morning. So this becomes my outstanding file. My outstanding feature. If Jay Leno was in here, it'd be here. Ross Perot would be here. David Letterman, it would be here. After you have an outstanding feature on their face, picked out, then you create a picture for their first name. So they say their name is Ron. You think, Ron, what could a picture for Ron be? A Ron would be man running. Do not use another person. Don't say, oh, my cousin's name is Ron, or this guy that I know's name is Ron, and so I'm going to imagine my friend whenever I see this Ron. Don't do that. Why? Because you see me 6 months later, and you remember I'm one of your cousins, but am I your cousin Ron, or your cousin Brian, or your cousin Steve? Don't use other people unless it's like Madonna or Elvis or something that's just so incredibly unique. But so this is my outstanding facial feature. My name is Ron. So you turn that into a picture and you see run. Now the third ingredient is action and emotion. Why do I got these hearts over my head? Because I want you to remember that emotion will help you remember a person's name. This is my file. This is my feature. My name turned into a picture is running. If I just see a person really passively running right there, I'm not going to remember that. I need to have tons of emotion and action. He needs to be running around and going crazy up here and running back and forth and maybe sweating, maybe throwing up because he's running so much. The emotion is maybe the strongest part of the process to remember names and faces. Practice this. Everybody you see for the next 6 weeks, turn their first name into a picture. Steve's a stove, Tom's a tomcat, Brian's a brain, Lisa's the Mona Lisa, Karen is a carrot, Matt is a doormat, Wendy is a gust of wind, Brian is a brain, Rich is a bunch of money. Turn people's names into pictures and then see those pictures on their faces, on something unique about their face with tons of emotion. Then when you see them 6 weeks later at the grocery store, don't ask yourself what's their name. Instead, ask yourself, what stood out to me about that guy's face? Oh yeah, it was his ears. What was in his ears? A stove. Hey Steve, how are you doing? Or what stood out to me about that guy's face? Oh yeah, his forehead right there. What was on his forehead? A man running. Oh yeah, Ron, how you doing? That's how you remember names and faces. You have a file, you have a picture for their name, and then you have glue, emotion. Two-time USA Memory Champion, Ron White. Peace out.